Caleb Plant.
He's better. Let me tell you why he's better than Billy Joe Saunders.
Let's do this. Go ahead.
He's a natural 168 pounder.
True.
Unlike Billy Joe, he's dedicated. He got an 8-pack year round, 12 months a year. He eats right. He trains right. Takes the
Coach Wade
seriously. He got Coach Wade right. He's a better combination puncher than Billy Joe, and just straight up punch for punch, he's sharper. I think his hands are faster. I think his technique is more straight line on his straight punches, throws the hook, everything. I just think he's a sharper guy, not awkward like Billy Joe, not a southpaw, but he's bigger. His hands, I think, are faster. He's sharper, better combination puncher, keeps himself in better shape than Billy Joe. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be a more competitive fight with Canelo.
That's the only problem I got with Caleb Plant is the D-level fighters you have fought.
Yeah, man.
Your best fight was the Jose guy. He hit him with something big in the 9th or 10th round, and Caleb was almost out of here.
You got Canelo fighting 3 or 4 times a year against the best of the best.
Exactly.
You got 60 fights already.
You got the activity level of Canelo and the elite level of Canelo. You can't go from a C-level fighter and then go from the top dog and think you about to go up in there and win. I'm gonna be honest. He gonna be up in there. I just don't think he has he's gonna be in and out. To beat Canelo, you got to go get it. You can't just tap. That's the man. That's the dog. You're not in control. You're not the A side. You're going to have to get up there and rumble with him. I don't think Caleb's going to be able to do that.
You think so? I don't know if we've said it before. I don't think anybody can rumble with him. I don't think anybody.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't rumble with him.
But I'm saying
let his hands go.
The closest fights he's had other than the draw with Golovkin is Floyd and Lara, which I know seems like an eternity ago, but those guys did fight like that, where they stuck and move and got on the outside. I don't think Caleb's built to sit there and get into a firefight, but yeah, is it one of those things, and Shawn, you can kind of speak to this, but it's going to just have to be instinct. Like, he hasn't been in there with the best competition. I think he would admit that.
And Shawn, I would have felt Darrell, Benavidez, then Canelo. I feel like he'll be more prepared, bigger fight, ready for the moment.
Biggest problem, he hurt his hand in that fight with Caleb Truex. That's the biggest problem.
That's still a C-level fighter.
Biggest problem is he hurt his hand in that fight, so we didn't see everything we expected to see in his fight with Caleb Truex. I think I understand. I agree with both of y'all, with you and you, Shawn Zytel, and also you, Carson. I do believe that the moment will bring you up to that A level or that or whatever level it is that you can compete with somebody. I do believe that. I feel like I've been there and done that, and I feel like there's a host of other guys out there who have been there and done that. Let me say this about Mayweather and also Lara, and the fact that he was still young. No excuses. Yeah, but I don't think that either of those fights, if those guys are still in their prime fighting him now, I don't think that either of those fights, Canelo in his prime at this moment, I don't think either of those fights play out the same. Lara at the top of his game, probably, and then Mayweather too. I think they both are probably the fights that they were, but I think that Canelo finds more moments than he did in those fights when they happened. I just think that he's more.
There's a lot of frustration in those fights.
Exactly.
It was a young, immature.
He landed 5% of his jabs against Lara.
Wow. Yeah.
Killed his body though.
And that was the biggest difference that I saw yesterday. You dealing with Billy Joe Saunders, a guy who is awkward, got his hand out, a little English style, hand is jerky, and then he's got a little bit of movement here and there, and and he's tall and southpaw. I think there was more just there was awkwardness coming from Billy Joe than it was, this is what I'm going to do to control this ring and this fight and win. And I just think that it took some time, but along with it taking time, we saw the patience of Canelo saying, I'll get him next round. And I kind of was looking at that like, damn, how we grow as fighters. Like, we go from being so impatient and so I got to get him. And so that round didn't go the way that I wanted it to go because I didn't hit him 30 times, to saying, I'll get him next round. Okay, next round. Okay, you landed a jab. Okay. And just saying okay and working your way to the success that you want. So when we talk about Caleb Plant, I agree with you, Shawn Zytel, wholeheartedly. I think that jab. I think that length, reach, timing, height, IQ, preparation, I think is a big key for him. The fact that he kind of has that work nonstop mentality. I almost called out what you do for a living. Ant can't do that, but he like the you of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't stop. We gonna get into that eventually one day. You know what I mean? So, but on the other side of it,
the young gunners.
Yeah, but then on the other side of it, you talk about his inconsistency in the ring, is his lack of high level competition in the ring. I think that those two things are very, very vital in this fight against Canelo. And there's no way he's going to be able to get in the ring before he fights Canelo. So you're saying you can take on Anthony Dirrell. I would pick him to beat Ant at this point. That's my guy, but I feel like he's on a different level from Ant at this point, and I think that will show, that he's been fighting, C-level fighters, but here's a A- B level fighter, and he beat this guy. And then taking on Benavidez, check it out. You're risking losing your belt. You're risking losing something in the ring. You're risking having a hard fight. You didn't even have a hard fight, but you hurt your hand. So now you're missing time from the ring because of a hand. You know what I mean? So the same thing goes with the fighting Benavidez. So the funny thing about boxing is you do one or two things. You take on another challenge and you risk losing that Canelo fight. You risk Canelo moving forward, saying, I don't need you. And once that happens, once Canelo feels like he doesn't need you, you may never see a fight with him at all. So I feel like it's a big decision to be made by Caleb and his team. I think it's funny because I feel like it's an obvious answer. We get in the ring with Canelo, but then the other side of it is, what am I coming back from? You know what I mean? Or what have I not been through yet? So that's tough. Is
there a chance that we talk about like facing like somewhere between those two, like facing, Truax and Uzcategui, like, and then facing Canelo? Is there a chance that those guys in between wouldn't really prepare you for Canelo anyway? Like, if you can fight a B-level fighter, but then you fight an A+ level fighter like Canelo, it might not have helped you at all. Like, because I'm like, you can fight a B-level fighter and you're like, oh man, this is different. Like, I really had to adjust. But then you fight somebody that's a huge level above them anyway. Right. Did it really help you?
So I compare that to like when LeBron came out. LeBron was great, but you coming from the high school, college level, he was a college level type player coming out.
Yeah.
It took years for him to beat the San Antonio Spurs, to get past the Boston Celtics. And I feel like you need that experience, them levels. It's just hard to go straight to the top. Yeah. LeBron wasn't ready to take on the Lakers built with Shaq and Kobe at the moment. I feel like he's just going from paying the C-level fighters going straight to the top. Yeah. I feel like you just need one, just a champion. Even if, let's say, the fight's easier, if you get a couple of those championship rounds where you got to real dig deep, in the Jose fight, he had to dig deep in a little bit. Yeah, but just it, that experience, that in-ring experience. Yeah. I would hate for him to experience something with Canelo, because that's not the time to try to experience something. You might get hurt. It's a learning level. Yeah. It was a learning lesson. Yeah. Canelo could really hurt you.
What would you do? Would you take the fight in September, or would you try to put it off and get another one of those fights?
Give a damn what Ant would do.
I'm just curious.
No.
I was wondering.
I would take the fight. You never know if you get this chance again.
Yeah,
like Shawn said, he just keeps going. Yeah. And then you're Amir Khan waiting on Floyd. Yeah. So you got to take the fight.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to take the money.
Yeah.
You got to rise to the occasion, have his 8 Mile moment.
Yeah. To me, this is why he has to believe in himself and just coach.
I didn't expect Canelo to be Papa Doc at any point in this episode.
I mean, Caleb's got, blue-eyed white guy from Middle America.
Yeah.
You got to have his underdog 8 Mile moment.
Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday, something new for you right here on the Porter Way Podcast.